Gwynn and Chris Overtime is here once again, gentlemen, and we would have gotten started a little bit earlier, but Chris, you kind of rolled in here on a scramble.
I've been in a mood.
Oh, no. Wait, is this any different than the mood yesterday?
This is just a mood. This is a typical Chris mood.
Okay, all right.
So this is a mood you will recognize.
So bristly.
But I think I'm in a better mood after this happened to me than, say, Scraby would be if this happened to him.
Okay, well
I want to know out there how all of you would feel if it happened to you. And that includes you as well, Tony. I mean, although you are pretty calm, cool, and collected, this may have challenged you.
Okay.
All right, so here's what happened. I was at the corner, and I'm going to call out the streets because who cares? It was Claremont Mesa Drive and Ruffin Road, which is pretty close to our radio station here.
Yeah.
I had to run over and pick up a little cash from the bank. That was a simple, trip before I came into work. And I'm on Ruffin Road, coming up to Claremont Mesa Boulevard.
Ruffin Road can be a little rough sometimes.
Well, they could pave that.
It wouldn't hurt sometimes.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. They can't call it paved road. I know that.
Wait, your issue isn't the potholes in the road?
No, that was I'm used to that. So we come up on Claremont Mesa, and we're at the stoplight. I'm in the left-hand turn lane to turn left on Claremont Mesa. I'm the third car back. And there's two left turn lanes. There's 3 cars in line here. And then the going straight is also red. And that is backed up each of the lanes so that I've got cars on my right. I've got cars on my left. I got 2 in front of me. I got people behind me. No big deal. Light cycles through. And our turn doesn't come.
Oh, no.
So the cross traffic gets to go again. And then the people coming across in our direction, they get to go again. And then for a second time, they skip our turn. Well, that's what I thought. So now...
Actually, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck.
Right, you're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
And my first thought, of course, as a good scout or, athlete,
Samaritan.
is to look around. Is there any way out? Can I back up? Can I, I'll do anything. But there is nowhere for me to go.
No.
It happens a third time.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty clear at this point, this light's broken. And I'm starting to think, how are we going to get out of this? Am I going to have to call, the police to come and fix it? No one's going to know it's broken.
911 emergency response.
Yeah.
Where's your emergency? Ruffin Road in Claremont. The light is stuck.
The light is stuck. And so this is 5 minutes probably, but you can imagine 5 minutes.
No,
that's a long
That's a
time,
long
right?
time.
Well, when it comes to the 4th time, I finally start just leaning on my horn.
Oh.
I'm trying to get...
What are the people in front of you going to do?
Well, because there was a moment, right, after the traffic comes this way, it paused.
You want them to run the light.
You could at least a couple people could run the light. We could get this going here.
You want them to run the light.
I did.
Break the law.
Well, they had to. Otherwise, we'd still be there. Anyway, so this is going on. So I'm starting leaning on my horn. The lady next to me looks at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Good for her. Good for her.
And good for her.
Kidding.
I'm like,
I'm
ma'am,
kidding.
are you just clueless? Were you going to sit here the rest of your life?
She has faith that the light's going to turn eventually.
Evidently so. If it had gone again, the guy next to me on this side rolled down his passenger window. That starts to go down. I think he's going to be mad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the light's broken. Like, how do you not know this? We've all been sitting here for 6-7 minutes now. The 2 cars at the very front of the left turn lane are not budging. So they apparently are content to sit there for as long as it need be.
They also have faith that the light is going to turn.
But I have no faith.
What gives them that faith?
Yeah, but what gave him the faith? I mean, it had cycled through 4 times now. The 5th time, I was going to just have to get out of my car and walk up to them and go, will you please do something? Or get, and if you don't, and I would have,
something.
You know what I would have said? If you don't want to run the light, just get out of my way so I can run the light. I'm not sitting here the rest of the day. And finally, on the 5th time, the first 2 people ran the light, and the next person was able to get half. You know what I mean? And after a couple more cycles through, I got out of there. But I don't know
Did the light ever start working?
I don't know if you're at Claremont Mesa and Ruffin Road, you might still be there. I don't know. This was 45 minutes ago or so.
Wow.
So my question to you is, how differently would you have handled this than I did. And I'll start with you, Tony. Would there have been any difference, or do you know?
I don't know if I would have laid on my horn.
You would have just never laid on it.
I think I might have like maybe rolled down the window, see if I could like talk to somebody, see what else.
See if anybody else was in on it?
I don't think I would have laid on my horn because, listen, what you're asking is for them to, which may not be easy for everybody, and that is the timing between when because they're waiting for their light to turn.
Yes,
right?
they were waiting for
the light's not gonna turn, but that also then requires them to guess the exact kind of when the timing of when they can go. And
well, you know what? Figure it out.
I think a lot of people wouldn't be comfortable with
running the light,
with
even under
light.
these circumstances. Well, I think
not when there's other cars that could actually hit them.
Okay, I think you're right, and the reason I think you're right is because of the 40 to 50 cars that were now piled up in my area behind me and around me. I was the only one honking.
Right, and
like
then
nobody else thought to do this.
My other clue is that the two people after you started honking that rolled their was ready to fight you, basically.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That
And I was
also
like,
lets me know that they weren't quite.
And I was
willing
like,
to run
what
that
are
light.
you doing? Like, do you have any idea that we are going to be stuck here for the rest of time? Now I want to hear from you.
Well, I have
And
been
be honest.
I will be.
Okay.
I have been the guy before to roll down my window and put my head out and go, move!
Yeah.
Like that,
I don't think they would have
aggressive.
heard. I don't think they would have heard me up to 2.5 car lengths. And probably everybody's window was down, air conditioning on,
I
type
get
of
that.
thing.
I deal with this on a daily basis, though.
What, the
'cause
lights break?
I've told you outside of my house they redid the light, and ever since the laser does not hit
You
the
know
car.
what's funny is I saw like a breakdown. I can't remember Channel 10.
I've seen this too.
And what I didn't realize, I always thought that the sensors were in the ground.
Like
wait. But they're actually coming out of the light.
Yes.
And so, like, if you're off kilter by
Yes.
a little bit,
It won't see you.
the sensor won't. It won't acknowledge
that's
that
my
your car is
problem.
there. And I think, especially a place like Rougham Road, it's been there for quite some time, as we talked about. Those lights, it might be time for those sensors to be readjusted.
Yes. I hope they adjust them. I hope the police are there now, helping the people through.
It sounds like Carmageddon over there.
Well, I don't see how the light was ever going to start working. And to your point, you're right. You have to, when you get to a light, if you go a little too far, if there's nobody behind you, back up. Yeah. And that will trip it usually. Yeah. But I'm glad we're talking about this, and now we're off the subject. It's a diversion from the topic, Tony. The topic is, what would you have done any differently than me? I know you wouldn't have.
Are you talking to me?
Whoever. I mean, what was another alternative other than to honk and try to get the attention of people to go?
You were okay. So you're in a tough spot because you're in the middle of cars.
I know the street that he's talking about. It's not.
Yeah, it's crowded.
It's
No, Ruffin Road is right out here, but it goes way up here about 2 miles to Claremont Mesa, which is a busy cross street. It's a four-way stop, and it's a legit, traffic-y four-way stop.
I can totally see people not being comfortable
because it is heavily. Yeah,
it's heavy.
I would probably. I don't think I could do anything different from what you did.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I would have.
If there was a curb, maybe I would hop the curb.
I probably would have hopped.
I couldn't get to the curb.
I probably would have opted to stick my head out of the window and be like, "Hey!"
Well, I think I would have had to.
That probably would have been my option.
Next thing
Mom,
was just.
There's some guy yelling back there.
I was going to go up to their car and go, "Would you please go?" Because honestly, but I wouldn't have said it that relaxed because by that time I had.
Now, if
blown
I
a
saw,
gasket
by the way,
or
it's
two.
just 95 degrees outside.
If I saw a man that I didn't know approaching my car at a light, I would be very nervous.
I'm sure, but in this, you're right. The whole thing was a perfect storm in the sense that the people going the other three directions, the two crossing and the one going in straight ahead, they had no idea, right, that we were being bypassed. So they were just going when they thought it was their turn to go. So no blame on them. But I blame the rest of the people that were sitting there with me.
I don't know that
none of whom seemed to notice what was going on.
I don't know that I have the luxury to get out of my car. Like I don't feel like I
different circumstance for you.
I don't know if I could get out of the car.
Right,
Black dude get out of the car. I don't know.
Then
If
the police would be called.
All right, it sounds to me like if you two guys had been stuck there, I'd be doing the overtime segment by myself then, because you guys wouldn't have made it to work today.
I would have grown impatient after a while and started honking, but I don't know that I would be yelling at anyone.
I didn't yell at anybody. I
Okay,
did the
you're
horn.
right.
The yelling was going to be my next step.
I think it was the way you said laying on the arm. It just gives
I laid
off-
on it,
it's
baby.
just
It gives me aggressive
I didn't even.
vibes.
I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't even know my horn worked because I am not
You
a
never use
horn
it?
honker.
Is it a good horn or is it
It
a
was
weak?
good. No, it was-
Okay.
yeah, I got the
You
attention
know,
of everybody.
This is something I encountered this morning and yesterday morning. I hit the metering lights getting on the freeway.
Right.
It usually is 2 per green or 2 cars per green.
There's nothing worse than getting
The
behind
one
somebody.
person. Like why are you only and then you're behind a person that goes 1? Like why? I don't
there's
understand
nothing
it.
more irritating than getting to a 2 car per light deal and
Yeah.
the guy can't read or the gal can't read in front of him and only lets
And
the
they're,
one car
they're
go.
off on their merry way while I'm stuck back here waiting for the semi.
What do you
now
do-
I have to wait for the semi to get on the freeway.
What do you do if you're at the second in line and the first person takes too long, and then they finally go, but now your light is red?
We
do you
talked
take
about
your
this.
turn and
No.
say, "Hey, 2 are supposed to go," or do you now run the red?
I do not run the red.
You
because
don't.
I have
You just sit
received
there
a
and
ticket
stew
for
about it.
that
Oh,
before.
Get out of here! Somebody
really?
gave you a
Yes,
ticket
in
for that.
Colorado, I got a ticket for that.
Where was the
That's
policeman?
odd.
The policeman
Colorado.
was in like one of the lanes to the next. I didn't see the policeman
Clearly.
but
And he
I was
said
in
you
the
ran
middle
a
of
red.
the intersection.
Yeah.
It turned red because there was traffic. Then I turned. He broke out of his little lane, came and arrested me, gave me a ticket. But we talked about that like maybe 6 months ago. The most annoying drivers are the ones that are distracted and are looking at their phone when the light is green, and you're like, go, and they go and they book it, and it turns red on you. Or it's the people who don't allow enough room in the intersection for anybody else to pass. It happens all the time.
Well, that
near
is an
us.
action. That is
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
It happens
ticket.
all the time.
That is an actual
when they're
ticket.
turning left into
Yeah.
like the Vons area, people do
Right.
not wait, and so
No,
now
they
I'm
sit in the
honking at that
intersection.
person who's
Yeah.
in the intersection as I'm trying to go straight.
Yeah, that one actually is in the driver's handbook. It is a ticket if you get caught sitting in the middle like that. Anyway, this was just a one-time thing. I mean, the lights are 999, 999 out of 1,000. I've never had this happen before.
I made a complaint to the city of Carlsbad about my light,
Oh.
and nothing's happened. So I
I
said,
don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm good.
you should
I got
make
through.
a complaint.
I don't need
Be
to.
a good
I made
citizen.
it. I don't want to. I want them to
I
figure it
don't,
out
I don't
on their
want to
own.
be a good citizen.
Yeah.
wanna do
Since when did that enter
When
into
we
it?
leave here today, I'm going by Ruffin and Claremont
Claremont.
and see if this light works.
I was a part of a light that like completely shut down one way, and it was dangerous because it was it was on Miramar Road, going down towards that pyramid looking
Yeah. Oh,
building.
yeah.
That light right there was like faulty. And it was allowing the turn and the straight traffic to go.
Oh, jeez.
And it had a green light on ours. So it was all jacked up. Yeah. It was
Okay.
jacked
Wait, that
up.
sounds like a movie. Someone's trying
That's
to like
not
get people
good.
to
I mean,
crash.
obviously, it would have been better if the light would have just been completely broken, because then people know how to operate
Right,
from
stop
there.
sign, right, 100%.
Yeah, but nobody knew what to do today. And I made it
Okay, good.
by hook or by crook.
Good.
I
Now-
think sometimes you have to break the law.
I agree. I agree. Sometimes you got to break the law, man.
All right,
It's
this
just
is
how
the
it goes.
best transition I could come up with to
The Hillbilly
the Baltimore Ravens, who obviously felt they could break the law, or did they? There's been some discussion in the wake of the big controversy in the NBA and the gambling, because it happened very similar to the timing of Lamar Jackson last week being ruled a full participant in practice by the Ravens, which seemed to signal to most people that he was going to play. And then, of course, the day before the game, no, he's not playing, and everybody was confused. Now, the reason I think this is, I don't know that the Ravens did anything wrong. I think that they genuinely thought, since he was the scout team quarterback, that he was participating fully, and that's where the confusion was. But a lot of people that are seeing what happened in the NBA with the gambling and the point shaving are wondering, because How convenient of it would have been if you were a Baltimore Raven personnel and felt like betting on the Ravens against the Bears. The reason is, if you happen to know, when nobody else did, that Lamar Jackson was not going to play, you'd have known not to bet yet. Because the spread earlier in the week was 7.5 points that they were favored over the Bears. After it was announced that he was not playing, that spread went all the way down to 1.5 points, which means now as a Ravens bettor, you would only have to give 1.5 points.
So what is they saying could?
Well, I don't know that it's a good look for the National Football League right now. And in the wake of what's going on, I think the NFL has to be careful because people not as tuned into it as we are, Tony, you don't want people to start thinking there's anything nefarious going on surrounding this gambling, especially now because there's a heightened sense of it all. We know nothing probably happened, but I wonder what the look is around the league, and I wonder what their fine or penalty is going to be to the Ravens.
To me, this would in this scenario that the people are kind of having a conspiratory thought on, somebody in the Baltimore organization got rich keeping with that, or could have sold that information, but
I don't know that the optics worked this time. The Ravens ended up winning the game, I think, by 14, 16 points. It really didn't come into play. But what does come into play is the notion that Lamar Jackson's availability, playing or not playing, is a 6-point difference on the spread.
Well, I think that's a mistake.
All right, well, if it's 3 or 4, whatever it is, he
that's
moves
too
the needle quite a bit.
He does move the needle.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then the Baltimore Ravens have to be trusted to be accurate with their information, so the bettors are betting on what they think they're betting on.
This isn't the first time, though, that a team has messed up an injury report. I think,
and they told on themselves.
I think the only reason why this is a thing is, as you said, is because of the betting scandal. But I don't know that this particular situation really fits that, because they did tell on themselves. And quite frankly, if someone did get rich off it, we'd be able to figure that out pretty quick.
They would find that bet somewhere.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it would be like a aberration type of bet.
But Lamar Jackson is one of those players, as was a Brady, as was a Manning. They have to be accurate on those guys' availability.
And that's probably why they probably will be punished probably a little more harshly than they should, because it's a player of Lamar Jackson's ilk, right? I mean, that does have an ability to, at least, even if 7 is too much or 6 is too much, it still has the ability to move a line 3 or 4 points either way. And I'm sure they want to avoid those type of mistakes.
I could get fully behind your thought, Chris, if they were trying to hide this and they were trying to sweep it under the rug. Because I heard in a fantasy football podcast that they were confused too, because he was a full participant, but he was only running the scout team, which is usually for limited participants.
But we did not know that he was running the scout team as fans. We knew
we
thought he was a full participant, which meant he was playing.
Yeah, I knew I heard it on the podcast before the Ravens came out and said we made a mistake. But that's the other thing. Like, the Ravens that they're going to get hit with a fine.
How is it any different than in terms of the bettor, right? Typically, you wait to the end of the week to find out who's going to play, who's not going to play, right? And then Saturday comes along. You probably some of these bets are like game time decisions. Like,
well, I would also say this, and this is going to be, I don't want to go too crazy high level on the world of gambling, because then I'm going to sound like I know too much about it. But I don't think the books, I'm talking about the odds makers, the casinos, the places that take in the money.
The people that are pretty good at this.
All right, this is might be the people that you're going to have to watch out for. Why? They don't want anyone betting at the beginning of the week with a 7.5 point spread and then getting to bet at the end of the week with a 1.5 point spread. Because if you're smart enough, you can bet both sides of that, and if the point spread ends up being in between, you as the bettor can win both. The gambler or the books don't ever want to give you that opportunity. So if the NFL doesn't come down hard enough on the Ravens, and the Ravens are the example, but I think Biff and Rocco may show up to the Ravens facility and say,
Biff and Rocco.
"Yeah, don't make this mistake again," because
slowly
we were
breaking fingers.
Yeah, let me tell you something. The Las Vegas books were on the hook for that game. Had the spread been in the middle, because people could have won on the Ravens, a run on the Bears getting 7.5,
Right.
and then they could have won on the Ravens giving 1.5. You could have bet both and won both. The books don't want you to have that opportunity.
See, I don't have any sympathy for the books whatsoever.
All right. Well,
What'd you say, Rocco and who?
Understand the Biff and Rocco
Biff
work
and
there.
Rocco, they got a lot of sympathy for
I have
him.
seen the movie Casino, and that does scare me a little bit.
Well-
Getting my hands beat with a hammer.
Anyway, unfortunately,
This might be their toughest case, though, having to take down some
NFL players.
This might be their toughest.
You think Derrick
toughest
Henry's going to
challenge.
go down easy with Biff and Rocco?
I don't know if they get the drop on.
I think the Ravens are going to get a massive penalty.
They probably will, and and even if it was,
gonna be a draft pick,
even if
too.
it was an accident, like you can't, with so much at stake with the betting,
Yeah.
you just can't have those type of mess ups,
I mean,
especially
who-
on a guy like Lamar Jackson.
who makes the determination? Is it John Runyon, who's the head of, Runyon?
Yes.
And also, who is the other guy?
Oh,
who's
he's
a
not
former
officiating.
NFL player. Sorry?
He's Runyon's not.
Runyon's on officiating, but I mean, I could see Biff and Rocco making a visit to Goodell's office and say, "You better make this a pretty good penalty, because I don't want it happening again."
And Roger Goodell said, "What's in it for me?"
Biff and Rocco?
I mean, I think Roger
Go
Goodell
Rocco!
has more power than Biff and Rocco at this point in time.
He doesn't if Biff and Rocco drop the gloves.
That's true.
I mean, a quick two-piece by Rocco is going to put Goodell
Chris's
in
new
trouble.
favorite phrase is two-piece. I mean, it's a good one. It's a good one.
I want to finish with something fun. So let's talk about your guy, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes. Hillbilly Mamba, baby.
The Hillbilly Mamba makes I think of the first week of the NBA season, that is the shot of the year so far last
just
night.
a beautiful floater in the
Wow.
middle of the lane.
3 guys covering him on that
They
play.
did what they like to do when they play the T-Wolves. They got Gobert in that pick and roll. They got him running downhill. He couldn't even hit his brakes. It just gave Reeves the opportunity to hit that nice floater. Lakers only 3-2, but that was a nice one because that was without LeBron. It was without Luka.
Yeah. I mean, although Minnesota was out Anthony
They
Edwards,
didn't have Edwards.
the Ant-Man was on the sideline trying to do some scouting. And if you didn't see the Instagram post, Ant-Man didn't really know even who the Timberwolves were playing.
No.
I mean, who the players were on the Lakers that they were facing.
Listen, to be fair, I'm still learning some of the players that the Lakers had, but I think at one point, number 12, LaRange, I think his name may be.
A new guy for the Lakers,
New guy for
right? He
Lakers.
was making every shot last night.
Someone yelled in the middle of the game. It was about, I don't know, I think it might have been third quarter. Who is number 12?
Right, 'cause
from
nobody-
the Raptors.
Right, because he was making every shot.
And it was quiet enough for Ant-Man to hear him. And he
Right.
said, that's what I've been saying.
I don't know who he is either. Good to know you showed up at the scouting meeting there, Ant-Man.
Yeah, no, Ant-Man was a scratch. He pulled his hamstring, so he's out. But what a performance from the Lakers.
What
last
did Reeves
night.
end up with?
He only ended up with 28. He's had a 50-point game, a 40-point game. Last night was just 28.
I think his over/under was 29.
Nah,
it
he
was.
didn't make it.
I
He
was
didn't make it.
mad because I picked over on it.
Well, he probably
and
he and his buddies had under. So
the young man's name is Jake Larivia.
yeah, they better know who he is because he was on fire last
He
night.
put up. He had 27 and 8 last night.
and he only missed one shot.
Shot 83%
Dang.
from the 3-point line.
Yeah, 5 out of 6,
Whoa.
10 out of 11 overall.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Yeah, we
They
better
gonna
watch
find
out. Reeves has been incredible. I did see something last night on SportsCenter that he's the first Laker over, I think it's a 3-game stretch, to average 40 and 10 assists since Jerry West.
Yeah.
Now, think of all the people who played for the Lakers during that time.
Yes.
I mean, he's the logo. Anytime you're mentioned with the logo,
But my point, I mean, it's 50 years ago,
Right.
but you
But
had
you
Magic
had-
Johnson, you had Worthy, you
you
had
had Kobe.
Kareem, you had
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah.
None of those guys did what he just accomplished.
This is Hillbilly
so.
Mamba, man. He's out here
Hillbilly
killing
Mamba.
them.
before we finish, real quick, Magic Johnson, He has the most obvious tweets I have ever seen in
Pretty
my
obvious.
entire life. He
So
said
he needs help.
It's game 2. It's game 5. Series tied 2-2. Whoever wins this game's in the driver's seat.
Did you hear? Did you see Gosman's retweet?
No.
It was like a gif of somebody basically saying, "He's absolutely right."
Magic's onto something here.
I never noticed that Magic Johnson had the most
How have you not noticed
obvious
that?
tweets
He's been
ever.
like
'Cause I
that
don't follow him.
He's been like that for quite some
Now,
time.
make sure you read his tweet tomorrow. I'm sure he'll say, "We got to win tonight."
Leave the
Season's
Magic
on
Man
the line.
alone, man.
Got to leave the Magic Man alone because he's
you
the
know what?
greatest
There's
guy.
Nothing more fun than seeing sad Dodger fans. So.
No, they are sad for the moment.
I don't think he's sad though. He's
rolling
he's
in the
got a lot
money.
to be happy for.
Yeah.
All right. That does it for this edition of Gwynn and Chris Overtime. See you guys next week.